Let's face it, we all love guitar solos and we all love lists. So here's my personal, very personal, list of top 20 Australian rock guitar solos. What's my criteria? Is it right for the song? Is it memorable? Is it quirky or clever? Is it fun to play? Is it genius? Does it spark joy? Give us a like and let's get on with it. Australian Crawl, another dilemma. Simon Binks recorded so many ripping solos on Aussie Crawl songs. I love his outro on Things Don't Seem with those chromatics in there, and Errol is a great fun solo to play. But his beautiful measured performance on Reckless on the nylon string guitar, I think is perfect. Another very singable, beautifully phrased piece of music. Binksy. The guitar solo from Waiting for That Train by Southern Sons has always been one of my absolute favourite Aussie music moments. Played by the one and only Jack Jones, or Irwin Thomas if you prefer. Now Jack is a very dear friend of mine. I have so much love for this man and admiration for his pure musicality, as well as all the hard work that he has always put into it. So look, if I start banging on too much, just humour me for a moment. Now this solo is an absolutely world-class performance. It's one of those guitar breaks we all hang out for in a pop song, you know. It's like a Lukather solo. Like fits the song perfectly but blows your mind within 30 seconds. So look, my favourite bits in this solo are definitely when the band goes up to a C chord and Jack does that. You know, it's a C7 lick. So he's playing a G, A, B flat, which is like a C7 chord. Then the phrasing of that little chromatic descent. He bends to that F sharp note as the band goes to a D chord. This is something Jack is fantastic at. Like, I've seen this guy play throughout his entire life, and he nails what's going on in the song. He's not just playing his favourite licks over the top. He's outlining the chords and he's thinking lyrically the way he plays. You know, he's creating these beautiful little melodies and phrases throughout. That's what's so incredible about it. So the next bit that follows is also a favourite of mine. I love anything chromatic because, you know, there's these short split-second moments where there are notes that shouldn't be in the song that whiz by. I love that sort of thing. Jack does a line that's like... It seems really random. I'm playing there an E to G, F sharp to D sharp, F to D. So it's just that minor third shape drifting down. But if we think of the fact that he's playing over a C chord again at this point, it's basically that old blues lick, you know. That's what he's playing. But he ends up playing an E blues scale lick, a great E blues scale lick. One of my favourite blues licks. It goes like this. I reckon that is wonderful. So straight down the E minor pentatonic, then put the flat 5 in to the 6. And my final favourite part is the flurry of pinch harmonics and squeals that Jack puts into the final little phrase there. So we're back over the E, the band's playing a riff like... Pretty sure that's what the riff is. So we're over an E, as I say, but Jack's playing an A major arpeggio with a little pick squeal on that first bend. Then he does the same sort of thing back in E. As he lands on the E note, gets a pinch harmonic on that as well and slides up and back to the F sharp and a B to the D. Yeah. That just sounds fantastic because it's also crossing the beat. So where those pinch harmonic squeals are happening is changing its place in the bar, in the rhythm of the song. So it sounds like it's random. There's these low notes with these squealing high notes in between, just here and there. And because he's bending and sliding, it just sounds so random. It's so very effective. A wonderful, wonderful solo. All right, it's time. ACDC. Angus Young, known the world over for his lead breaks, his guitar playing. There are so many wonderful solos to choose from, but my favourite has always been You Shook Me All Night Long. It's so melodic. It's got everything. I mean, it's a very fine line. I'd happily be argued with that a different one is his best, but this is the one that's always stuck with me. It's got so much in it. You know what? I love the little, the chunky bits at the start. The way he really digs into those notes, really heavily muted to really bring out the phrasing. Because when you play with a fair amount of distortion and volume, you'll lose a lot of dynamics, and you get this automatic sustain that happens and noise that fills the gaps. But Angus overcomes that with his clever techniques and his wonderful ability to allow his lines to breathe as he builds in that solo. And it moves beautifully from minor pentatonic to major pentatonic. It starts in the G minor pentatonic, but then he's got the moving that little minor third lick up. He's going to the G major pentatonic there, just in the right spot. And then he does it's not quite a major third bend. It's like a 3/4 bend, but it sounds major. Straight back to the minor pentatonic. But then major pentatonic at the end of that line. So he flips back and forth between those two scales so effortlessly in this solo. Of course, it's got his trademark vibrato. There's a wonderful point towards the midpoint in the solo where he bends up to the G note, holds it for a beat, then shakes the shit out of it with in his typical way. I can't get it to sound right, but oh, it's so clever. So much to love about that guitar solo. I'm going to do it here simply with an acoustic guitar backing. I've just played the rhythm guitar part on an acoustic guitar on my Maton to show you that, even without Malcolm's tremendous locked-in rhythm guitar and without Phil Rudd escalating on the drums, have a listen. Next time you listen to this song, listen to the drum track throughout that solo. It builds and builds and builds as well. The last 4 bars, he's just going nuts on the crash, and yeah, wonderful. But I've stripped it right back here so that you can hear the interplay and hear how beautifully melodic this solo is. It's singable. Enjoy, like I did. Mondo rock, come said the boy, Eric McCusker. So much nuance. This break is incredibly lyrical. It breathes. It has so much space between those clever phrases. My favourite part is where Eric lands on that F sharp note to highlight the change in tonality before depressing his whammy bar a little bit, then pulling off to the D with heaps of vibrato. Oh, sweet! Notice also how he contrasts some beautiful ringing phrases with some perfectly placed staccato lines throughout. Eric McCusker plays with so much finesse on this song. It's this sort of playing that John Mayer is currently famous for. It's like skill that can't be faked. Amazing. Should have been my number one. But... And so to number one, Mossy, Forever Now, Cold Chisel, Ian Moss. I've already made a whole other video on this perfect guitar solo. Go and check it out. But let me just run you through the highlights. Why I love this so much. For a start, it taught me the Lydian mode. Mossy uses the Lydian mode in this, but he doesn't just use it like everyone else I've heard who says, oh, you can use this because it sounds different. You know, this song is kind of about pleading and yearning, and it sounds to me like Mossy is he's reaching in this guitar solo. He's already yearning with those crooning notes, you know, trying to make his case, and then he steps it up. He's all of a sudden, it's like he's thought of something else he can use to plead his case in that part of the solo. It's like, but did you know, what about? It totally sounds like that to me. I know I'm reading a lot into it. The other thing that I love about it is the phrasing. The phrasing is out of control. There's that one part where Mossy plays a series of 4 notes within the space of 2 beats. Then he goes to 5 notes within the space of 2 beats. 6, 7, and then he's on his way to doing 8 before the phrase changes. It's ridiculous. It's that phrase, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And finally, just his touch, his conviction, the way he plays this, you know, that is a real talented guitarist. That's not someone who's spliced together 14 takes and I'll just punch that note in there. There's emotion and every note is bent just the right amount to make the point, to get the passion across. And his pick attack varies and his vibrato is just right. I could go on and on. Obviously, I love this so much. Well, that's it. My Aussie top 20. The order is almost arbitrary, but the content I'm happy with. What do you think? What did I miss? What's your fave to play or just to listen to? Don't forget to tell me where I went wrong. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, and if you do, ring that bell so you don't miss out the next list.